Hi, everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from downtown Manila. And I do this podcast quite regularly. And today, I'm so fortunate. I've got someone famous, someone you all know. I promise you. You know this person. You see him all the time. All right, you've known him all your life, in fact. His name, it's a bloody mouthful. God almighty, what's he doing to me? Why can't I call him John Smith? His name is John Rosdobutko. I can't even. John, what is the last name, John?
Rosdobutko.
And doesn't he do it so well? You'd think he's been practicing all that all his life, wouldn't you? John's the owner of Santa Papa John, and he's a digital creator, and he's bloody amazing at what he does. He's done this for 8+ years. Brief description: he's a Santa Claus portrayal artist. Key achievements or projects: just hit 100,000 followers on TikTok. How cool is that, guys? It'll be 1 million in the next couple of years. Personal motto or philosophy: I make people smile. A fun, interesting fact about himself: he's driven over 3 million miles in a big truck, right? So that's what he used to do before he became Santa, right? He got his calling. So it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage my good friend, who I've known for years, Santa. How are you today, John?
Good morning, and I hope you're doing well. In my time, it's 85 days till Christmas. So that means it's only 84 to yours.
Wow.
84 days till Christmas.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me those things.
and you know, Jeff, it's okay to put up the Christmas tree now.
You know something? I'm in the Philippines normally. They put up the Christmas tree, honest to God, every September. They put it up. September 1.
Oh, there you go. So then I don't have to tell you it's okay to put it up.
Yeah, and then they play music in all of the shopping centre. And I'm talking 50 and 100-foot Christmas trees, big buggers, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they start the carols happening, and they spread joy, and they keep it going until about January 30. Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. They're a big Christian country.
Yes. There you go.
Country. That's what I'm trying to spit out.
New Lips just trying them out today.
Again?
I said New Lips just trying them out today.
Yeah, that's it. That's the ones. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path.
Well, you know, it has truly changed my my life and my world. My new wife has transformed me into Santa Claus. When we met, I wasn't Santa Claus, and she loved Santa Claus, but she looked at this face. This has been here for about 14 years.
Yep.
So she looked at me and she said, "Hello, Santa Claus." And the quick, brief story is, Jeff, she hands me a handful of candy cane one day, and she says, "Next time you're walking through a store and you hear some kids squawking, go talk to them." Now, you know, being a typical male, yeah, here, little girl, you want some candy? I said, "I'm going to go to freaking jail." And of course, we giggled and laughed, and we do a lot of that in our relationship. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm walking through one of the big stores, and I hear some kids talking, and I go, "Well, if I'm going to try this, here's my opportunity." And I took a deep breath, and I walked around the corner, and there's 3 little kids in a golf cart or grocery cart, and they're wah, 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 you know, they don't want to be there, and they're squawking back to mom. And I went, "Hey, are you supposed to be acting that way to mom? Isn't she shopping here from you?" And I shut up. Well, Jeff, their eyes, they looked at me, and their eyes went about this big. They looked at mom, looked at me, and they went, "Santa, what are you doing here?" Now, big black winter coat, black pants, black tennis shoes. The only thing on me that was white is this. There was no red. And they still looked at me and they said, "Santa, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm hearing some kids wanting to be put on the naughty list." Well, you would have thought I, you know, kicked them in the butt, and their eyeballs went big, and their mouths went this big, and they went, "Mama." And I said, "You owe mommy an apology, because isn't she here shopping for you guys?"
Yeah.
And of course, they said yes. So I had a little chit chat with them, and I said, "You got to ask mom if they can have some candy." And then, of course, she said yes. And I said, "Now, you kids got to be on your best behavior, because you never know. I might walk around the corner and do this again tomorrow on you guys." "Okay, we promise. We'll behave. We'll behave." And I walked away. Well, mom come running after me, and she said, "Thank you, mister. Thank you, Santa. I think you just made shopping enjoyable." and I have been Santa ever since and have
Yeah,
not turned
spread the
back. And
joy. What a great job you've got. You haven't got a job, you've got a passion. What a great passion. Right. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome that?
being in 20 places at the same time. You know, when people start phoning and they realize there's good quality Santas around, it's tough to keep up with the demand some days.
Sure.
But you're only one person. But I
Yeah.
belong to an association. I take it very seriously. I have an association. I go to Santa school. I've got a clean background check. I've got, licensed, insured. And that makes me even more desirable than the next guy, the wannabe, as we've all seen
Yeah,
before.
sure.
So I've got friends that I can call on that say, hey, I've got another person that's looking. I'm already booked at this time of day.
Yes.
That gives you credibility because now you can refer a friend for the same time frame, Phil. So
Fantastic.
that's one of my biggest conflicts is, sharing the happiness with many more
Yes.
people.
Yeah, I love it. Tell me, do you know a gentleman by the name of Anthony Pacelli?
No, I have not heard that name, I don't think.
No, he's also a Santa, and I've seen him in a couple of groups. He's a lovely man, like yourself, and he just spreads the joy. And he's got that. He's got an amazing ho ho ho.
Ho, ho, ho. You mean like that?
Yeah, I like that, like exactly like that. Tell us an important moment in your career that changed your direction. I guess it's when you met your future wife.
Uh, Exactly. And, the interaction of kids. And I'm on TikTok a lot. And,
Yeah,
um, talking to I attract a lot of kids on the spectrum, Jeff, and a lot of times they're looking for some attention, they want some interaction,
love
but
it.
just giving them the opportunity to say hello
Yes,
and get the smile. You can see the smile on their face from ear to ear. And I'm not just talking children, I'm talking adults as well,
yes.
and I'll tell you another little quick story about adults. I had 2 years ago, I had this young lady. She was 92,
Oh,
sitting on my knee. And she still
amazing.
believed in Christmas and she was giggling and laughing. And we were telling stories. And I said, okay, Grandma, it's time to get serious. And she said, okay, bring it on. And I said, do you remember what I brought you for your seventh Christmas? Well, Jeff, she didn't even bat an eyeball. She didn't hesitate. And she said, Santa. You want me to remember what you brought me for my seventh Christmas. I don't remember what I had for supper yesterday. And of
Yeah,
course, the whole room erupted. But the point of the story is without those people getting involved in the story, there is no story.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
The people make the story. They make the adventure even better than what it is. Right. Tell me, in your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have contributed to your amazing success?
it is having the heart the size of the moon,
Yeah,
having
empathy.
the
Yeah,
ability to listen,
yeah,
and having the patience to listen and understand to the children and to the adults.
yeah. Determination too, and you've got
Oh,
integrity.
absolutely. Yeah.
Integrity is a big one, my friend. You've got that in spades. And not many people have. Integrity is a big. If you've got integrity, you're already halfway there.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
got the key to the kingdom. Um, tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field? I guess not hard to be motivated when you wake up and you're Santa Claus.
Well, like we were talking earlier on, it's a sad state of affairs of this world that we live in right now, and there's a lot of people out there that don't even have a reason to smile. So I
Yes,
get introduced to all these new people. I'm networking all the time around the world, and I meet these people that are not quite sure of how to greet me, how to even talk to me, what to do. But after I have a short conversation with them, they've got a big grin on their face. They're smiling, they're cheerful. And that's the point of the story is let's change the world one smile at a time. And I challenge all your listeners out there, Jeff,
yes,
share a smile with someone you don't know today
that's
because you
nice.
never know the backstory and
Absolutely.
it could change someone's life today or next week.
And what's it cost you? Nothing. When I walk down the street,
Absolutely
yeah, when
nothing.
I walk down the street, I can't walk past someone without saying hello and or good morning and give them a smile. Cost me nothing.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Especially to our veterans.
Yes.
We are veterans, and there's veterans all around the world. Say hello, ask them, tell them
Yeah.
thank you for your service, and
That's
give
right.
them a smile. And our seniors, Jeff, I know you're an old fart like I am,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's the younger generation. If they come up to you and say, "Hello, sir, I hope you have a wonderful day," you're
Nice.
going to have a smile on your face for the rest of the day
Like a
because
watermelon. Yeah.
someone said, "Have a nice day," and here's a smile.
Yeah. And what
We
the
need to
cost?
do more of
Zero.
that in this world.
Zero. Do it. Even if you do it once a day, guys, make it a mission. Do it
Oh,
once a day. Once
absolutely.
a day. Just see how you go, and it'll become a habit. You'll want to do it more than once a day. Trust me. Man, tell us about a recent project. You've done so many around the world. Tell us a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, my friend.
Well, last night I hit 100,000
Yeah,
followers
that's
on
pretty cool, huh?
TikTok.
Pretty cool.
And, for a lot of people, that doesn't mean a lot because they've got 10, 15, 20 million. But hey, persistence and dedication
Yeah,
will knock on many doors when you don't give up.
yeah. That's the
And that's a
secret.
key factor. What I'll tell all your listeners is you start a project, don't give up because there's going to be doubters, there's going to be haters, but there's going to be people that say, man, I love your dedication. I love your honesty. I love your integrity. Keep doing what you're doing because you put a smile on my face. And I hear that every day when I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, amazing. I love your mission, my friend. Um, Tell me, what advice would you give someone? A 20-year-old comes along to you and says, Santa, alias John, what should I do with myself? What would you tell them?
What are you passionate about?
Yeah,
Some
nice.
people want to go to school. Some people don't. Some people say, I want to wrench on cars all day. Go do it. People are making tremendous money wrenching on cars, but we're so brainwashed that you got to go to university, you got to get
Yeah.
that big degree. And then a lot of people are sitting at home because they got that big degree and no doors to knock on. Trade schools are busting at the seams, and we're especially in North America.
Yes,
Everybody's gone away from the trade so badly that there's such a demand. So don't be ashamed to be that plumber, that electrician, that
absolutely.
carpenter, because you'll never be without a job.
Well, you'll make more
And
than you'll make more than the bloody doctor.
absolutely. But the key thing is, Jeff, find something you're passionate about, find something that you love. Many people are forcing themselves to do a job that they absolutely hate. They're
Yes,
miserable. They come home, they want to have alcohol or whatever to soothe the miserable
yes.
day that they've had.
Tell them.
Change that and find something that you're passionate about.
Yes. Well, I talk about the system. I'll tell you what I believe the system is. I'm fortunate. I left school and the system at 14. Even my mother told me, if you don't like it here, get out. I said, give me 15 minutes. So I left school and home at 14. So I'm a bit like Fonzie from Happy Days. I was happy,
There
did
you
my own
go.
thing. And what happened, I tell people, you go to little school, then you go to high school, and as you said, the parents and everyone steps in. You've got to have a piece of paper. Don't you dare go and follow your dreams. You better stay at school. And you go, oh, okay,
Yep.
then, I respect you, so I'll do what you tell me. They go to school. This is the fun part. They get the big hat. When they're 23 years of age, they get the big hat. They throw it up in the air. I graduated. I've made it. And then they realize, they look around, and there's 400 others
What
that
do I
made it.
do now?
No, there's 400 others that made it, and they're all engineers. They get the paper. There's only 10 jobs.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
390 unemployed engineers who then go to McDonald's, they flip burgers, they meet the waitress, they buy a car, they get married, and they die at 65 having paid taxes all their life. That's the system that people want you to follow. That's the road. That's the wrong
Abs-
road, guys. Do your own
it's the
thing.
wrong road. Yeah.
Yeah, the wrong
And,
road.
let me throw a little bit of tidbit here before we finish up about my
Sure.
stories, Jeff, because I think the stories are really exploding and I think it's very important to. I do custom created stories. And what does that mean to your listeners? I imagine family time. And we all know how important family time is to families. Mom and dad are gathered around with their children on their couch, watching me on the big screen, reading the family a custom story just for their family. And I say their children's name in that story. I can send those worldwide, Jeff, and put smiles on people's faces, but more importantly, create the wonderful memories of mommy, daddy, play it again. Santa said my name.
Yes.
You know, I talked to a gentleman the other day, he said, Santa said my name in a little thing. It wasn't a story, but he says, I remember this, and I'm 65 years old, and this happened when I was 5 years old.
Amazing.
So I'm creating those wonderful memories that you'll never lose, folks.
Yeah, and companies too. Don't forget, guys, for your team. Papa John goes everywhere. It's for your team. It's for mum and dad. It's for everybody. You know,
absolutely,
spread the joy, guys, and you'll never forget it.
I'm a very forward-thinking Santa that's come up with many different ideas to do this worldwide, year-round. And it's not just the traditional stuff. Yes, I do the traditional stuff in Minnesota, but now I've got the world market at my
fingertips,
command, or whatever, my feet, or whatever word you want to use to describe that. And I send these videos all around the world, and it's all about creating positive, happy moments for teams and families and businesses. And I think, you know, the world can be a better place if we all put our heads together and say, I'm going to be in a happy mood today.
Well, I'll add to that. One of my guests recently on the podcast, I nearly fell off my stool when she said, be a better human. That was
absolutely.
And I thought, wow, what if we could all be better? And what if we could get other people to be a better human? And I thought to myself, straight away, my marketing brain kicked on thinking, T-shirts, mugs, pens, go to Africa, start drilling holes in the ground for the water for these people, make a difference, you know. And I thought, oh, what a mission, you know. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Because you and I know the government's not going to do it for us. We've got to help ourselves.
No, we got to do it for ourselves, and we got to encourage
others,
our neighbor, to be better people.
That's right. Yeah. Be happy, guys. Be happy. Right, guys. You know, be happy. What's the alternative? So be happy. We're going to wrap it up now. But tell us, how can our listeners and people watching this wonderful podcast, what's the best way to reach out and get a connection with you and have a Santa in their house or office or workplace? What's the best way?
www.santapapajohn.com. It's that easy, that simple.
Right up the top there, guys. Look up the top, guys. There it is in bright red. There it is. Yep. Nice and easy.
Right here. There it is. And I'm on 10 different platforms every day. So there's no excuse why you can't find me.
Yeah, QR code, everything. He's got everything happening. He's a very modern Santa, this man. He's got everything happening. You know, he's got a QR code there, guys. And tell us about the Santa Approved. What's that about, Santa?
Well, the Santa Approved is a wonderful little mark that I've actually filed the paperwork to trademark to say I take it very seriously. But can you imagine you being on Santa's team and we're promoting a happy, positive, joyful place where we promote each other, and you can say you're Santa Approved?
Awesome.
What would that do for your advertising people? What would that say to your business clientele that you're Santa Approved?
I like that.
Let's have a conversation, because I'd love to get you on the team.
Yeah, what a great concept, my friend. We're about to wrap it up. Before we let you go, though, tell us a fun fact about you, Santa, that people don't know. What's something behind the scenes we don't know?
I've got 26 grands and great-grands already.
Again? Tell me that. They fell off my chair. What was that again?
26.
Wow. 26.
Grands and great-grands. And I've got 4 great-grands already. I've been lucky enough to take 2 5-generation pictures with my father.
Wow. And how old is Dad?
Dad is 93. He'll be 94 here in 2 months.
Amazing.
And you know, one more cool fact that you will just absolutely love. Yeah. I had 5 teenagers at one time at home.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm great. That's why this is
Yeah.
happening. But when you are a good parent to your children, they bring friends over. I still have about 25 kids that call me dad. And I wouldn't
Fantastic.
trade that.
Wow.
I wouldn't trade that for the
You're
world.
Santa, you're one of a kind, my friend. You're one of a kind.
I
Right.
appreciate your time, and this has been a blast.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, just like Santa, I want you to think about this seriously, guys. It costs you, if you want to get out and do your marketing, it costs you $20,000 in your country or state for a TV commercial. What happens? It comes on. People go, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to jump up and grab a hot dog, grab a beer, or go to the toilet." They miss the whole darn thing. So you think, okay, I'll go on radio. You book 10 radio spots. What do? They play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. Come on, 15 minutes of fame, guys, where it's all about you, and we'll put you across Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, my Facebook group with 6,500 members, and of course, YouTube with all your social media links, putting you potentially in front of hundreds of people. Now, Santa's like Coca-Cola. Even though he's famous, he needs to keep people top of mind. That's why Coca-Cola, that's why McDonald's, that's why they advertise, guys. So get yourself out there, guys, and get on 15 minutes of fame. And just like Santa, grab your 15 minutes. John, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Any last words for our wonderful audience?
Christmas is only 85 days away, 84 in your country.
Yes.
So if you're thinking of getting Santa and you want Santa involved in your company, in your family, let's have a conversation, because the time is running out. And I want to make the best project that you want to hear for your family and for your business.
There it is, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. This has been a lot of fun.
No trouble. Right at the top there, guys. There it is. Write it down. www.santapapajohn.com. And special occasions, remember, guys, all year, not just Christmas, all year. And there's a QR code there. And come on, guys, I challenge you. Light up someone else's life. Light up your team's life. Reach out to Papa John and have Santa come and visit you. Thanks, my friend. It's been a blessing.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.